behavioral skills. So it's about the behaviors. What kind of behaviors should a BA professional exhibit, or even perhaps even have within them, and then that they should try and portray and project. Um, so some of these are required in any profession, not just as a BA, but primarily as a BA, you need to bring these forth in terms of some of the traits and characteristics that need to be positioned in the right way to the team. And in so it is about the ethics. So it's not just for a BA, but also for everybody else. We can understand how important ethical aspects and how important ethical management and value-based personality and value-based development is. Really, it's all about the aspect of how we can deliver value in an ethical way, in a sustainable way, in a way that is actually kind of addressing our, not just our mind, eyes and ears, but also our soul, the what they say, the spirit of the human being. So the attitudes, the values, all of those would carry a significant set of directions in which the BA professional could go. So, and the personal accountability again is dependent on the ethics and the aspect of the values that one carries. Very important, because if you take a decision, if you propose something, you should be able to stand by it, and that's where it's important to carry on that personal accountability and be able to stand by your word, as they say. And then trust is very important, and trust comes only when you have that sense of ethics and sense of values within you. Then that's when people, the stakeholders, the team members, and everybody else would be able to place their trust in you. So if you want to be trustworthy professional, then it means that you need to have these two traits already in you, and that's what would actually make others trust you. And the sense of honesty, the sense of courage and commitment, everything would actually be seen as something that is building the trust in you as a BA professional. Organizational skills is very important, because that's where we talk about how we would connect with different stakeholders, how can we structure the problems, make them simple, and how we can try and have a sense of discipline, the punctuality, and trying to work out a method among the madness. That's very important. Adaptability and agility, very important. Nimbleness, being nimble, being in a position to cut down the huge problems, and trying to create simple solutions to the huge problems, and working with multiple stakeholders at different levels, all the way from the top to the bottom. That's the beauty of a BA professional, because you can work pretty much across the entire spectrum of the stakeholders, all the way to from the senior executives, the CXOs. You tend to do interviews, you organize, you understand the vision, understand the roadmap from them, understand the expectations, the objectives, the strategy, and then you tend to work with the middle management to see what's the tactical aspects of it, how they wish to translate and transition from that vision to the operations, where the real action happens, where the projects, the product development, the operations, the process development, process improvement, the service development, all of these would happen on the ground at the operational level. And we tend to work at that level with the teams, with the developers, with the architects, with the field personnel, with the people, the salespersons, with the people, the customer service representatives, with all these people who actually work on the ground to realize that vision that has been set out at the top. So we as BS have got that great privilege, I would say, to be able to work across these different levels with an organization. I think that I think is the single biggest advantage that a BA would have in any organization setup. It can be a startup, it can be a huge organization which has got about 10,000 workers, or even 100,000 workers. It doesn't matter. A BA is a person who has got that kind of privilege to be able to cut across these different layers and levels and roles, and be able to converse with the business people in the language that they speak, and at the same time be able to go to the technology persons, technical people, and the people in the operations, and work with them, and be able to converse with them, and speak to them in a way that they understand in their language. And that's the reason why BA is more acceptable, and it's that's what makes a BA professional really that that what I would say as um, it's called amicable and approachable, because pretty much they're like that magnet. Everybody would like to speak to them or work with them because they tend to be that kind of friendly persons, friendly professionals who are no nonsense people who would like to listen to everybody's problem, be able to help them and try and understand how we can help others with similar problems as well. So that sense of uh, behavior is what is expected of a BA professional. Just to summarize, again, when we talk about ethics, it helps to identify the areas of risk exposure as well as in stakeholder collaboration. Very important, because that's the trait that drives the personal, at the personal level, that the attitude and the values of professional. Personal accountability is about the holding the stakeholders in terms of completion of task expectation, establishing credibility. So you're talking about timeliness and making sure we stick to what we promised. So that sense of commitment, dedication. And trust is basically giving the stakeholder confidence in dealing with issues and information. So the more ethical you are, the more accountable you are as a person, the more trustworthy you would be seen by the stakeholders. So essentially, they're all interrelated. The organizational skills would definitely help in effective and efficient task completion. So you're really talking about achieving the goals in time, within budget, or on budget, and that would really help the organization as a whole, the team, the stakeholders, and everybody is happy with that. Adaptability is about the ability to engage dynamically with the changing environment. The agility, it's being nimble and being able to face that change head on and accept and embrace that change without fighting it. And that's what is all about, being prepared to work on changes, being able to embrace the change, being able to manage the change, and accept and work on that. And that's why agility is very, very important in the context of business or technology.